So 22 Marvel Cinematic Universe films down, and this is the end game. It's actually extremely difficult to discuss this film without any spoilers, which is why I'll be doing a spoiler video after this to discuss the film in depth. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, because as I was watching the film throughout every twist and turn, and there's a few surprises here, I just kept thinking to myself, if I knew this was going to happen, it would ruin so much. And I don't want to ruin this film for anybody. This is Endgame. This is the conclusion to all of those films that have come together in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's quite a big deal to people. So mouth shut, but we will talk about spoilers in a separate video, so that way no one can make the mistake and I won't let any spoilers slip. So this picks up directly after Infinity War, where Thanos was victorious and the Avengers are beaten, and half the population of all living things in the universe are dead. So Thanos took out half the universe with the power of his Infinity Gauntlet and those Infinity Stones. And the remaining living Avengers are in a real tough spot here. What are they going to do next? And we definitely find out what they do. But in the beginning of the film, it's actually a real nice moment where the Avengers, the superheroes, are really humanized. They really have this human feeling to them. They're beaten. They're more like regular people. They're in casual clothing. It just really feels like they're human beings, just regular humans and not superheroes. I think it was a real nice touch, and it really adds to the whole feeling of defeat and failure as well. So I thought that was a really nice touch. I'm not going to really explain too much about what happens in the beginning, but obviously the Avengers are regrouping. They're trying to come up with a plan on what to do next. How are they going to go? Where are they going to go from here? So it's a very type of slow burn type first act in this film. It's a 3 hour long movie, like 3 hour, 1 minute long, whatever it is. Like, let's just call it 3 hours for argument's sake. So there's a lot of time to play with, and I think it's nice that it's actually quite slow, a nice slow burn type feeling at the very beginning, and it really just helps you really feel compassion and sadness towards all these characters losing half of their friends. It's really touching and done extremely well. I was definitely very pleased with the beginning, and because I'm such a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, to me, it's like the 3 hours really went past so super quick. It didn't really feel like it was dragging for me at all. I probably could have done it a bit longer, to be honest. I could have sat there maybe another half an hour longer, but I think 3 hours was pretty much the perfect run time. So things pick up in the second act, in the middle there. Obviously, the Avengers have come up with a plan which they're implementing and taking action on, and within 15 to 20 minutes of the opening in the film, I was really surprised with something that happened, and I think a lot of you will be as well. I'd be super surprised if anyone actually would predict what happened in that first 15 to 20 minutes, but we'll talk about that in the spoilers. So even though it's a slow burn, big surprise right at the beginning within like 15 to 20 minutes. It surprised me anyway. Maybe it won't surprise everybody else, but I was definitely like, what? So it's not like the slow burn concept really is that slow, because something really happens that'll make you like on the edge of your seat straight away. Then coming into the second act, things pick up considerably. We get a bit more action. There's a lot more really fun sort of stuff happening. We're also treated to some characters, and we see how they've actually been coping with all of the events after Thanos, and a lot of the characters deal with the defeat in different ways. Some of them feel, well, all of them kind of feel responsible for what happened. Some of them more than others, and that definitely reflects on where they are sort of during this time of the film. That's all I'm going to say right now. So that's really nice, and it's still kind of connecting us to the characters. And then the third act is just like battle action. It's just like everything's happening, and it's the perfect conclusion to Endgame pretty much. For me personally, I felt this was just like one score below Infinity War. Infinity War was just perfect from start to finish. This obviously is a conclusion. There's not going to be as much sort of anticipation to what's going to happen like there was in Infinity War. Obviously in Infinity War, Thanos was like on his big agenda and had all of this purpose in getting the Infinity Stones, and they're battling him. There was so much they could do with him setting out to capture all of these Infinity Stones. It was just the style, the way of Infinity War was just a tad better. Like, this definitely is an amazing, really good must-watch film, especially if you're a Marvel fan. I'm just saying it's just a little bit below Infinity War, which is definitely the best Avengers movie of all. For me, anyway, that's my personal opinion. Just a little bit below, because I rated Infinity War 13 out of 13, a perfect score. I couldn't really fault it. And End Game gets a very well-deserved 12 out of 13 from your creepy uncle, Bannock 13. Definitely a must-watch, and definitely something you can't really discuss with anybody until they've actually seen the film. Don't go ruining it for anyone, because everything that happens in the movie is just something you don't want to know. You want to witness it for the first time in the theater, or, if you're not watching in the theater, then if you're watching it at home. But let's face it, most of you will be going to the theaters to watch this, especially if you're big fans. Otherwise, if you're not a big fan, thank you for watching this video. Anyway, I am your creepy uncle, the one and only B13. Make sure you come back for the spoilers, and I'll let y'all know what I think about some of the twists and turns that happened in this movie, and some of the things that were actually surprised me personally. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you keep coming back to your creepy uncle for more videos.